Walt Disney, from paperboy to the father of modern animation, zero to hero story. Introduction. Every child knows his name. Every dreamer has been inspired by his world. But few know the trials, rejections, and bankruptcies he faced on the way to creating Disneyland. This is the real story of Walt Disney, the man who turned dreams into reality. Humble beginnings. Walter Elias Disney was born on December 5, 1901, in Chicago, Illinois, to Elias and Flora Disney. His father was strict, often moving the family in search of better work. Young Walt spent much of his childhood on a farm in Missouri and later in Kansas City. At just 9 years old, Walt worked as a paperboy, waking up at 3:30 a.m. each day to deliver newspapers. It was tough and exhausting work, but he did it faithfully. Despite the hardships, he found joy in drawing and storytelling. He often doodled during school and dreamed of becoming a cartoonist. He dropped out of high school at 16 and tried to join the army during World War I but was rejected for being underage. So, he joined the Red Cross and drove an ambulance in France. Even then, he decorated his ambulance with cartoon sketches. First failures and early studio days. Returning from France, Walt began pursuing art seriously. In Kansas City, he started working as a commercial artist, eventually creating short animated commercials. He founded a small company, Laugh-O-Gram Films, in 1922. Walt was just 20 years old. But success didn't come easy. Despite his passion and innovation, Laugh-O-Gram went bankrupt. Walt was broke, eating beans from a can, and even had to live in his office. Undeterred, he boarded a train to Hollywood with just $40 in his pocket, a few clothes, and a reel of his latest cartoon. He believed he could make it in the movie industry. The birth of Mickey Mouse. In Los Angeles, Walt joined his brother Roy O. Disney, and they set up the Disney Brothers studio in a small garage. His first big break came with a character named Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, but in 1928, Universal Studios took the rights to Oswald and most of Disney's staff. Walt was devastated. Yet again, he had lost everything. On the train ride back from New York, Walt sketched a cheerful little mouse. He named him Mickey Mouse. Mickey made his debut in the 1928 cartoon Steamboat Willie, the first synchronized sound cartoon. It was an immediate hit, and Mickey became a cultural phenomenon. Innovations and setbacks. With Mickey's success, Walt Disney revolutionized animation. But he didn't stop there. He constantly pushed boundaries. In 1937, he released Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the world's first full-length animated feature film. Hollywood laughed at the idea and called it Disney's folly. But Walt proved them wrong. Snow White was a box office triumph and earned Walt an honorary Oscar, along with 7 miniature Oscars for the Seven Dwarfs. However, the road wasn't always magical. During World War II, many Disney animators went on strike due to working conditions. Later, films like Pinocchio and Fantasia flopped at first. Yet Walt pressed on, always learning, always creating. The birth of Disneyland. Walt had a dream. to create a place where parents and children could have fun together, a place filled with magic and imagination. That dream became Disneyland. Everyone thought it was crazy. Banks refused to fund it. Walt mortgaged his home, took huge loans, and poured his soul into the park. On July 17, 1955, Disneyland opened in Anaheim, California. Despite technical failures on opening day, Disneyland soon became a sensation and a symbol of American culture. It was the first theme park of its kind, clean, family-friendly, and completely immersive. Legacy and final years. Walt continued dreaming bigger. He began planning Walt Disney World in Florida and a futuristic city known as Epcot. But in 1966, tragedy struck. Walt Disney was diagnosed with lung cancer and passed away on December 15, 1966, at the age of 65, just 10 days after his birthday. Though he didn't live to see Disney World open, his brother Roy ensured his dream was fulfilled in 1971. Walt left behind more than just movies and parks. He left behind a legacy of dreams, imagination, and courage. Lessons from Walt Disney's life. Resilience. Walt was rejected, robbed, and bankrupt more than once, but he never gave up. Vision. He saw things others couldn't. Talking mice, animated princesses, magical lands. Innovation. He constantly broke new ground in animation, sound, color, and design. Courage. Even when mocked or doubted, he took risks and trusted his gut. Heart. Everything he created was for joy, wonder, and bringing people together. Conclusion. From a poor boy selling newspapers in Missouri to a global icon of imagination, Walt Disney's journey is proof that dreams, no matter how big or small, can come true, if you believe, work hard, and never stop creating. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspirational real-life stories that move your heart and spark your dreams.